Hello, Mike from 60simthings.com here. We recently had problems just before a race was due to start, in that the Assetto Corsa servers provided by Kunos were down. And as you can see from this status page, these red bars indicate this is a frequent occurrence. The servers are often down, and obviously that makes it very difficult to get logged into a server for a race. Fortunately, the good people over here at the Sim Racing Alliance have created a little application called ACC Connector that makes it easy to bypass the ACC servers and connect directly to your hosted server. In this video, I'm going to show the instructions of how to get it set up, how to configure it, and how to use it to connect to servers. The information here is specific to the 60simthings League, but if it helps others, then that's good too. So from their page, you can click on this button here to get to the latest installation, but they may release other versions, and you want to make sure you get the latest version. So the way to do that is to go direct to the releases page on their GitHub repository. I will put the links for all three of these sites in the description. So as you can see here, the latest version is 0.9.13. To install this, the first thing you've got to do is download it from here. And so on the whatever section is at the top, just below the assets label, there'll be a link to a .exe file, and the version number will be included in there. In this case, as you can see, it's 0.9.13, the same as mentioned here. So we click on that. That will download it to your default downloads folder as per the browser configuration, and it will fairly quickly download. So you can usually just click on that to run it. You may get prompted by your browser, depending which one it is, to keep the file, that sort of thing. And you may also see this Windows protected your PC message box. It is quite safe to run. I've run it on a few machines and it's safe. So the thing to do is click on more info. That will then produce a run anyway button that you can use to run it anyway, which we will do. And then basically just step through the setup wizard, accepting the defaults. If you want to put it somewhere else, you can, but it's generally just leave it as it is. Click next, next, and install. That will do the installation. And get to the final page where we can click finish. I'm going to leave this checked. You can turn it off if you want to and then find it later, but we want to see it, so let's click finish. Once the installer is finished and the application, ACC Connector application, runs, you should see something like this. It's a fairly simple application. The first thing you need to do is to click on the Add button to add the details of your servers. The little window here, extra window, popped up way off screen. So you can put a name in if you wish. You don't have to, but I'm going to fill this in with two different server addresses. I will do that off screen and then come back with the list. But basically, you put in the IP address. You will need to get that from your hosted server. For 60simthings members, that will be in our server details channel on Discord. You'll also need the port number that ACC is running on that server. Important thing to do here is to click persistent. This will make sure that these details get saved and are there for you to use in the future. And then once you fill those in, you click on add, and it will add an item to the list. I'm going to go pause the video or pause the recording while I go and enter these details for our servers, and then I'll come back. So I've filled these in off screen, and you can see now we've got two servers listed in our window, and the star next to them indicates they've actually been saved and they'll be there in future, so I don't have to do this again. The next thing you need to do is to make sure that the ACC connector has found your installation of ACC. That's not the folders that are in your documents. This needs to be where the ACC application executables, the game executables, run from. In my experience, this usually finds them even on my racing machine where I have ACC installed on a different drive. It found it okay. So click Settings. That will give you a window like this, and you can see it's ACC installation path. Verify that this has found the right place. It has on this particular machine. If not, you can click this Browse button and go and find where your ACC installation is. Since it's on a PC and it's come from Steam, it's typically inside the Steam installation folder. We can save that or cancel it in this case because it didn't make any changes. And we're now ready to get started. So this is all just a one-time thing that you need to do. Once it's set up like this, as long as you checked those persistent boxes, then this will be here for you to use in future. The next step is to actually get ACC working and finding these servers. To do that, you need to click on this Install Hook button. And when you do, it will change to Remove Hook. When you've finished your racing session and the Kunos servers are back up, you can click the Remove Hook button here to remove the changes that it makes. The changes are quite safe. All it does is basically puts a configuration file into your ACC installation location, and then when you click Remove, it removes that from there. And the configuration file is just the details that we've entered in a file so that ACC can find it when you do the right thing. So the next step is to fire up ACC and get started with multiplayer. So here we are. I've fired up ACC and done that in the background so you didn't have to watch. And we get started by clicking on multiplayer here. And that takes you to the places I'm sure you're familiar with. Click on Server List, and it will then try to find the servers. Now, if the Kunos servers are down, this will take some time, and it will be, you'll then eventually get an error, a message showing here that it can't connect, and this will show red as not connected. So we kind of have to pretend that the servers aren't there. What you then do to use the servers via the connector is click on LAN servers, and you can see that will find you the two server details that I entered into the ACC connector. And from here, it's pretty much the same as any other session that you join. What you will find is when you select this server, it may not show the car that you think it should because you've selected a different server that you've never been to before. You'll have to go and select the right car for whatever it is you're actually going to be racing. So let's just go and choose any car at random. Okay, and as you can see, unfortunately, that has now gone back to looking for the servers, and we have to wait for that to finish before we can go back to LAN servers. Okay, so now that I've gone back to LAN servers, I highlight that server, the car that I selected is there. So you'll need to enter your password in here and then click connect, and it will connect to that server directly in pretty much the same way as it connects via the lobby server. Essentially what you get in this in the normal list here is the same set of details that we've just put into ACC Connector. But they're provided by the ACC Lobby servers, and then when you click the Connect button up the top here, having chosen your car, the details, ACC uses the details provided by the Kunos server to connect to your hosted server to allow you to race. And that's it. I hope that's been helpful. If you have any problems, put them in the comments below, or any questions, put them in the comments below, and I'll try to get back to helping out. If you're 60 years of age or over and you enjoy racing with ACC and you'd like to race with a community of fair gentleman sim racers who enjoy regular racing on midweek and weekends, please head over to 60simthings.com and give us a try.